Hello to the wonderful people of Ghana and beyond the borders of Ghana. My name is Emmanuel Napuado, and I welcome you to the 99.God podcast, a podcast completed by God. Today we have a topic that we are bringing to you on finances and marriage. You know that vibe, right? And I have with me renowned guests who are going to help me do justice to this particular topic. So, let me just introduce my guests in here, and then you see how, heavy they are before we get into the topic that we are bringing to you. All right. So first, in no order of merit anyways, but, as our morals, ladies first, always. So I'm going to talk about the lady first, then I'll talk about our gentleman in the house with me today. So we have Mrs. Lucille Nayabole. Is the name?
Yabole.
Yabole.
Yes.
Is that meaning?
No, it's just a gun name.
Oh, fantastic. I see. And then there's Cash Abbey.
Yeah.
I like Cash.
Of course you do.
Money is good. So Cash in there means that she's the right person for this particular discussion we are going to have today, And Mrs. Lucille holds a Bachelor of Arts in English and Theatre Arts from the only University of Ghana. And then also a Bachelor of Law from the only University of London. Oh, of course. And then she holds 5 years of experience in the Ghana Bar Association. She's married with 3 children, married for 8 good years. 8 years, guys, is not an easy journey. So 8 years, wherever you are, you should be clapping right now. And she has 3 children to boast of. Madam Lucille, you are welcome.
Thank you
I
very
believe
much.
you are comfortable.
I'm very comfortable.
We are going
Thank
to
you.
vibe.
Let's vibe. Let's
vibe.
Let's
We
vibe.
talk about this, we probe everything.
Oh, we'll vibe.
Raw. Let's give it to them raw.
You
get it?
You know.
Fantastic. All right. And then I have, in fact, guys, this man that I'm going to introduce to you, I have to read the credentials. You get it? Because we will go deeper into things that you don't even understand and don't even know. But it is good for you to also pull up a dictionary and then stuff, next to you like I did. I'll be getting it. We have Mr. Mike Osikoya. Mr. Mike?
Yes.
You have Osikoya.
Yeah, you're right.
Fantastic. Awesome. I'm doing a great job. Mr. Osikoya is a fellow chartered accountant and fellow banker. There are some credentials here that I'm going to read out to you. So FCA, FCIB, ACCA, MBA. These are all credentials that he holds to his belt. So you know that he has an in-depth understanding of what we are going to be talking about and beyond what we are going to be talking about today. So fasten your seatbelt. He also holds a Master of Science in Business Decision Management of the Coventry University, United Kingdom. Wow, fantastic. He has over 25 years in the financial management and training business leaders in various aspects of business management. He spent 14 out of the 25 years working careers in the banking industry, both in Ghana and Nigeria. And then also, he was a former chief financial officer of one of the big commercial banks in Ghana. This is a place for you to clap wherever you are. You know that, right? Now, currently, he is the CEO of McKinsey Consulting Limited and also Unimas. A lot of you have heard Unimas. You don't know the CEO of Unimas. Today, I have with me in the studio the CEO of Unimas, right? Unimas Microfinance Limited. 2 companies he started in Ghana with a staff strength of more than 200 people. It means he has employed and is paying 200 people. Guys, you don't know. And then finally, I'll add that he is a reverend minister. So I'm going to take away the Mr. and then, replace it with Reverend. So Reverend Mike Osikoya and then Mrs. Lucille Nayabole Cash Abbey. You are welcome to the studio.
Thank you.
My name is Emmanuel Napuado.
Emmanuel,
Yes,
thank you.
I'm gonna, fast track and then, we'll be passing through some loopholes with this discussion. So today our discussion is finances in marriage and, relationships, or finances in relationships and marriage. So we are not going to be tying it around marriage per se. If it is relationship prior to marriage, during marriage, and even sometimes, after marriage, we are going to probe all of this.
That's right.
All right. So, first of all, I'm going to direct this to Mr. Mike. In our setting, we have a lot of people who are in marriage and they don't understand the concept of finances or how to even discuss them, in marriage. Now, my first question is, how does, a couple, who are in marriage or in a relationship getting towards marriage, begin with the talk, of finances, getting there.
Thank you, Ima. Everything has foundation.
Okay.
And when it comes to issue of financing, money matters in relationship, I think it's better to start from foundation. That is, the day you see a wonderful lady you like or man that you want to marry, the first thing you ask, what's your background, what kind of person you are, you start talking about getting to know the person. Then you want to find out what you do. Is that right? Because that's where the real matter is. By asking what do you do, he wants to know whether you're a kind of person that fits into his own or our own life. And once I say, oh, I'm a banker, or you're a you're an accountant, or you're a doctor, it means that something is likely to come in. Mm-hmm. From there on, then there's need for you to find out, are you working, you're the owner of the business or something? Why you need to know all these things? Because you need to set your priority right. And when you get to find out what the person you are discussing with is giving you understanding of what kind of future both of you are going to come with, then it's much easier for you to start having kind of a relaxed atmosphere to start talking other things. Because if I tell you, oh, I don't have a work, then from that point, your heart is broken. That, oh, am I ready to go into this? But it is better to start from day one. That I want to get into a marriage. I want to know the kind of person I'm going to. Is it that kind of person that can bring some kind of responsibility to this marriage and take care of certain matters when it comes in? That's where matter comes in, issue of money. Money is a defense. That's what the Bible says. And there's need for you, both of you, to have clarity of that. Okay. Is that right? It's just like you are going to business. Apart from the ideas you need to bring in, then the next thing you want to talk about is issue of money. Okay. Are you get what I'm saying? But it should not be the major center point. Love is most important. But there's no way you can remove issue of money when it comes to marriage. You need to sit down together, discuss it, ask questions around it. Let me know what you are bringing to the marriage. Let me know what you are ready to contribute. Let's have understanding.
So, Mr. Mike, sorry to cut you. Let me come in here a little bit. From day one,
yes,
right, we have learned that, okay, so you need to know this person that you're going to actually settle down with. At least, you give or take, let's say, 6 months into the line.
Yes.
Now, in that 6 months or in that 1 year of knowing each other, would we say the first 2 months, like instantly, I meet, the individual, I'm saying, okay, so let's discuss, the topic of finances.
No. It's not going to come like that.
Okay.
You understand me? If you say, let's discuss money, the person becomes a little bit, careful that maybe you are a money man or somebody that is interested in money too much. But the issue is that as you go on, the issue of money will come up. Yeah. Is that right? You want to buy this? I see this thing I want to buy. Can I go ahead and buy it and all that? Oh, this will be too expensive for me to afford. The money matter is coming in. And that is the process of getting to know the person, whether it's somebody that will be willing to open up or not ready to talk about money. You understand me? But as you get closer to each other and you are forming the relationship and the relationship is coming closer to the point of saying, I want to marry you, I'm dating you and all that, then the matter of money should come in. It is an initial discussion that we need to settle before we sign on to marry each other.
Mr. Mike, please let me bring this question in here. It's going to be personal.
Yes.
But please, you are married.
Yes, I'm very married.
How long are you married?
This year will be 26 years.
Wow. 26 years. Wherever you are, you need to be talking. 26 good years.
Yes, I married 1998.
Wow.
1998, yes.
That is very impressive. It means that, you have a well of understanding when it comes to dealing with.
For sure.
And in 26 years,
yes,
what would you advise someone like myself?
Yes.
Me, I'm only 2 years. 10 years.
Yeah, baby.
Baby. We are not even crawling. We are toddlers. So what is the advice that you will give to me?
Okay.
And then the others out there who are now coming into this particular area or ball game.
That's right.
When it comes to the topic of money and dealing with your partner.
Okay.
First of all, if one of the partners are working.
Okay. And
then another point when one of the partners is not working yet.
Okay. Okay, let me take it.
And let me just add it. Does the partner not being able to bring something to the table neglect, the fact that you are also supposed to withdraw certain duties?
That's right. It doesn't matter who is working between two of you. The first thing that is more important is love. You understand? If I love my wife and I have seen what I'm looking for in a woman in her, which is basically, let me tell you, for men, there are three things basically they like in women. Number one is beauty. Is that every man like a beautiful woman? Is that number two is your brain. You must be intelligent as a woman or a man. The last one for a man and a woman is character. Is that right? When you put that, they call it BBC. Now the beauty, the brain, and the character. Yeah, but character is what we are marrying. Beauty is what we see. Okay. Now, after we have settled with that this person has the kind of character I'm looking for and all that, then you ask me, am I working? I say, oh, yes, I have a good job and all that. Then you ask her, oh, I'm still looking for a job. It doesn't stop you going forward. The issue is that how much do we need to start this our relationship? Can you afford to bring it in now? Then while we're looking for a job for you or trying to settle down in getting something done? It's like me and my wife. 26 years ago, she was the one working. I was looking for a job. Despite the fact I've already qualified as a chartered accountant, the job was not coming. But she was doing a small teaching job. She was taking care of the things. But to the glory of God, the guy is big now. You understand? He can take care of almost everything. That is how relationships start. It can start from the madam side. It can start from the young man side. The issue is that there must be understanding. There must be caring. There must be maturity. Now, based on the question, if the man is the one working, you take responsibility for your wife. Everything you need to provide for that family to start very well, you must be taking responsibility for that. Then if it's the lady that is also working, and you understand that your husband is not a lazy man, but he has not gotten a job, you take responsibility. Because the ball is going to change. At the time, the man will get a good job, maybe in a good place, and the salary may be times 2, times 3 of your own, then the guy takes responsibility from then forward. That's why when you are getting to marry, don't look at yourself alone. You are looking at the family. You are looking at what we are bringing into this family, because we are talking about team, and that is very important to me. Together, each one achieve more. If 2 of us comes together as a team, we are going to do better than each individually. That you are doing your own thing, I'm doing my own thing. Because the Bible says, can 2 work together except they agree? That commonness, that coming together brings understanding, brings maturity. Now, when you now bring money, don't see yourself as the major provider. It's God has put you in that position for that time. And as you are doing your own portion, be believing God for your wife, believing God for the spouse, and the other party, that things will turn or things will come together.
That's
it is when
I really
that's
love that.
excellent.
Yeah. And I'd like to chip in something here. You see, sometimes couples come together and then they make a decision for the family, one that would benefit the family as a whole. Let me speak from a female perspective.
Okay.
So sometimes when the children start coming in, both partners could have their own careers, be thriving in their own careers until the children come in. And then you realize that there's a point where maybe the mother will have to stay at home, take care of the children, the well-being of the children, so that the man can have the peace of mind to also now go and work and bring home some money. And in the kind of climate that we are in now, it's like you can't really trust people with your children because of certain things, right? In that instance, I always tell my clients or women that I deal with that have an understanding with your man, with your husband. If you've agreed that I'm going to make the sacrifices so I can stay at home and take care of the children, right?
Yes.
So there should be some kind of allowance, right? Discuss the finances involved, because me making the sacrifice of staying at home, it means that then I'm not also earning an income, right? Then it means I'm at a disadvantage in a way. So you are going out, you are making the money. Come on, give me some of the money. Put me on payroll.
So it means that financial transparency between the couple is very important.
It's very crucial.
So talking of financial transparency, you say, what are some of the strategies that you can propose that some of us will start implementing in our own?
Financial transparency. Let me be honest with you. I think that sometimes it depends on, again, it always depends on the couple and their character, as Reverend said, and the way that they are. There are some people you can trust with, how do you call it, vital information. There are other people too that you cannot trust.
Okay.
There are people that you can trust. There are some women you can trust them and say, honey, I earn this amount of money every month. And then you can trust that they will safeguard that money. They will use it judiciously. There are other people too that you cannot trust them and tell them that, honey, I earn 10,000 Ghana cedis a month. Because that is when they want to buy Gucci bag, they want to buy Prada, they want to change their hairstyle every month. Meanwhile, you are not bringing in anything. And the man is now he's the sole provider of the home. You see, so transparency, I think that know your spouse, right?
Yes.
I'm not saying that to go and be shady. I'm just saying know your spouse.
That's right.
And know the kind of information that they can handle, right? That's just me.
That's very true.
I don't know, because from where I sit, there are so many divorces that I've had I don't even know what to say, the pleasure or the misfortune of handling where money and being transparent was the issue.
Sure.
You know, he has the money, so why isn't he giving it to me? Think, I have school fees to pay. I cannot now give you money to now go and be lavishing about.
Wow.
No, you have the money. Or in the reverse, the man now says, she has the money, and yet we need to do something, and she's not bringing the money. And I says, you are a spendthrift. You're always spending money on lavish things. I need to, and you know, women, we like security.
Yeah.
You see, so I cannot now give you my money so that you will not be using it to be clubbing and doing all manner of things where, you know, so know your spouse. That's what I can say about that
Let
one.
me add a little to what my sister has said. You see, the first thing, like I said, is that two of you need to agree on what we need to do.
Yeah.
Like me, once I get my letter of employment, whatever they write there, I'll show it to my wife, that this is what I'm expecting. Then that settles it in your mind that I'm not any more than this. And we sit down together and look at it. What are we going to do with this money? This is what will come at the end of the month. Because you can see a big figure, 30,000 monthly. But there are deductions, there are something.
Yeah.
Then you need to break it down for her to see.
Reverend,
that,
so not to cut you,
Yes.
but what basically this means is that you are saying that it is okay for both parties
yes.
to disclose their debts.
That is it. It is
Okay.
important.
Very,
Very important. If you don't sit the other party down for her to or him to know how much you earn, the expectation will be far higher.
Okay.
Is that right? That this is what I earn, this is my net at the end of the month. And out of this net, I'm going to pay this, I'm going to pay this, I'm going to pay this. This is what is available for us to spend or use at all. Clear in your mind, and two of us will be able to work together. But where you don't tell the woman, she hears that you're a banker. I tell my colleagues, if somebody say you're a banker and they hear that bankers earn big money, but I'm a junior star in the place, you understand? You don't be looking at me as a CEO of the bank, the company.
name is heavy.
It's heavy. But the issue is that once you show her the letter, it's clear with her mind that this is how much I earn, and we sit down together and say, how are we going to use this? And we are coming back to issue of whether joint account or no account. Now, like my sister is saying, the two parties now see that, okay, this is what is coming in. If you are raising your expectation, you want to buy this bag, I cannot afford this. This is what I have. This is what I want to use it for. I'm taking responsibility for the school of children. I'm paying the house rent. The balance is just 200 Ghana cedis. Where do you want to get 500 out of it? I should go and borrow? No, that will not happen. That is the way you can handle that relationship, that two of us will be at peace. But where you don't disclose, and the man or the woman hears that you are earning good salary, that good salary is one amount that you cannot imagine. You can say, oh, it's 50,000, it's 10,000, when your salary is just 15,000.
Wow.
You understand me? Please, I'm begging our listeners that please get transparent. Disclose it. She said some of them may see it and say, oh, you are earning money. How much am I earning? Can we sit down and do arithmetic around this thing? Then sit down and break it down. But like she said, allocate what belongs to her. This is housekeeping. This is for you. You keep this. This one is going for this particular area of our expenses. We put it there. Every amount has been shared out. That is what they call budgeting in marriage. When you do that, it is easier for us. Now, if two of us are working, that's another different case. Now, we cannot look at it from both sides. That, okay, you are taking 5,000, I'm taking 15,000. If you add this thing together, it becomes 15,000. Then how do we spend this together? We'll come to that.
I like that. And so, based on what you just said, you know, I would ask this follow-up question: is it okay for a couple to have a joint account or a separate account? Which one would you advise us to go?
Let's hear woman first.
so this one, I'm going to give it to Lucia.
This one, for me, joint account is a no-no.
Okay.
It's a no.
It's a no.
Why?
I
Ladies
think
and
that
gentlemen,
I-
joint
in my-
account is a no.
that's in my opinion.
Okay.
Okay.
Have your separate account,
Mhm.
and then maybe you can have, if you insist on a joint account, you can have a joint account where the two of you pull in money to maybe do certain projects, house stuff, but then where all your income is going into, it's a recipe for disaster. See, it's a recipe for disaster. Rev,
Yes.
the kind of issues this thing has brought, joint accounts. By the time you realize somebody has gone to withdraw certain money from this one, it's cumbersome.
Yeah.
And it leads to, let me speak from divorce point of view. So couple come and then they want a divorce. They have a joint account. And the monies are split, and this person and Rev, and that is sometimes it is the cause of the divorce, the joint account. Because a woman has gone to withdraw money, the man does not know anything about it. The man has gone to withdraw money, and then there's trust issues. When they don't trust each other, you've withdrawn the money to go and chase woman. Let me tell you a funny story. There's this case that we had where, so they had a joint account, and they had their separate account, but then they had a joint account where they use it for projects. And they were building a house. But then I think the woman was earning more than the man. So the woman was putting in more money. And it turned out that the woman's family needed the money for something urgently. And because of the urgency of the matter, she goes and she withdraws a huge amount of money from the account without the man knowing. So the man now gets the alert. Hey, you've withdrawn this amount of money. What did you use it for? Oh, my mother needed something, and you didn't discuss it with me. And then the woman says, but I'm the one that contributes the majority of the money. And that is what caused the divorce.
That's right. That's right.
That is what caused the divorce.
Sure.
The man said, what do you mean? You disrespected me. And the fact that you earn more. Blah, blah. So I think that joint account, even in projects, joint accounts, anyway, Rev, what do you think?
All right, let me comment. All right, it's always good to have a joint account, particularly if two of you are of close mind, or you like yourself, you love yourself, you understand each other and all that. There's no problem about it. Is that right? The Bible says two will be better than one. Is that right? Now, when we have joint accounts, we are both contributing to it. But that doesn't stop us from having our individual separate account. Yeah. That joint account is for the family, it's for everything. But in this case, we can now have a proportionate amount of money each of us will contribute, depending on what I'm earning. If I'm earning 10,000, she's earning 5,000. I can say, okay, I'll put 6,000, you put 3,000. Then I have access to my balance, she has access to her own balance in her separate account. But when you put it, it brings communication, it brings trust, it brings love. When two of you have maintained account, because like case she has, the case she mentioned, I think there is a bit of arrogance in it, because there is no way two of you are maintaining an account together that you don't discuss it before you go and withdraw the money from the account. Before you go to a bank and say, I'm taking money, in most cases, two of you have to sign that withdrawal slip and say, person, I'm going to bank tomorrow to use this money. For what purpose? We discuss, we agree. I sign, you sign, and then you can go and withdraw because I'm clear about it. But you don't go and do something at my back and expect me to agree with you because you are the one contributing more. Even if it's the man that is contributing, you can't do that to your wife because it's an agreed account. Two of us are signed to become one. And that's what the Bible wanted, that two of us will become one. Now, if you maintain separate account, it's also good. But the issue is that every one of us have right to manage his own affairs in that particular situation. That's part 5 we keep. But what they say from research, they said, you have yours, I have mine, I have ours. Is that right? Yeah. That means 3 or 4, there are 3 accounts here. She has his own, I have my own, and we have joint account. And in that kind of situation, there won't be a problem because we can sit down together. It brings close relationship, communication. We talk more. And once you are able to solve financial problem in marriages, 70% of your problem has been solved.
True.
Yes. That's true.
Yeah, your question.
So actually, looking at the statistics, we have about 500,000 divorce cases coming in every year.
Okay.
And then 400,000 separations of, like couples. And 20 to 40% of this is usually finances. These are finances a very big
Very,
problem
very big
in
issue.
here.
Very, very big issue.
In this case where, we are having a joint account, we are having a separate account, there's a tendency for some marriages to have one person who is a spender.
Yes.
And then, another person who is a saver.
Yes.
Here lies the case, I'm a saver, you are a spender. How do we amicably, navigate that financial
Issue.
Have
issue?
separate accounts. I said have separate accounts.
Yes.
What if we are having separate account and then
Somebody is still
If
spending.
because we can come to an agreement that you know what, you are taking care of the children from this joint account, but how much you are withdrawing from the account might not be communicated. And you withdraw a huge fund and then you say, I use it to take care of the children. It's going to cause a problem.
No. We should not. We should not accept that. It's not a good approach. You understand? The issue, number one issue is personality. Two of you should know yourself. I'm a saver, you are a spender. We need to agree. I know you like spending money. But you need to tell her that there is a way we control these things. And that's why in issue of money, the first thing is must you value it. If you don't value money, you spend it anyhow. And as a husband or a wife, you need to educate the other party if you are the one that is saving. That why do we need to save? Let him or her understand the reason for saving money. We need to do this, we need to do this, we need to do that. Despite the fact we need to spend, but these are very important responsibilities we have. Our children's school fees, our accommodation, our rent, our transport, our all this. These are very genuine reasons why we need to save money. That is trying to bring that other party to understand your own view. Then if she buys into that, it makes that issue to be solved. But if it's not somebody that still wants to insist that I want to spend money, then you allocate how much you can spend in the month for him and control the rest. Between me and my wife, she likes spending money. Is that right? I like to save. But the issue is that I don't have problem with her spending, but it cannot touch what is my own that I need to use for something. I allocate her for the one that I need to allocate for her. You can spend this one. That's within your control. But this one, you cannot touch it. Is that right? This is an emergency fund. In case there's a major issue that we need to attend to, this is what we're going to fall back on. Are you getting what I'm saying? That is how marriages can be built so much that there is understanding between husband and wife, and the joy will be in the family. But where you allow everybody to do whatever they like, you can want to spend, I spend, I want to save, I want to save. No. There must be common front. There must be common understanding. That commonness is what is important to build around the personality of each of us.
And let me just say, so what Rev said is spot on. Between my husband and I'm the spender, and he is the saver.
Is there ever a time when the man is...
No, there are occasions where men are spenders.
Where the men are I can tell you for a fact that they are. But you see, when we got married, that's why when at the beginning of the discussion, Rev said, when you are at the talking stage,
yes,
you sit down and then you discuss your finances, how you are. I started working from SS. I was doing internships here, and so I've always been the kind of person that earned my own money. So I could spend it how I wanted. And now you are now going into a relationship, a marriage, where now there's a partnership. So my husband sits me down and says, Charlie, these things that you've been doing all day, today you are going to do this, tomorrow you are going here, you have spa day here, you are, okay, you can have your spa day, but let's once a month, instead of every week, that we can save that money and put it down somewhere and be doing. So he sat me down and he made me understand the reason why it's good to save. And now that, he earns more than I do, I now understand even more the reason why it is important to save. So it is communication. Sometimes you can rub off on somebody. Your spouse can rub off on you. To even remove 10 cedi to buy something, you have to analyze it. Is it important? Is it a need or a want? Is it you can rub off. There are other people today you cannot rub off on.
Sure.
I'm sorry to say, so communication, know each other, right? Yeah.
The topic is getting heated. They say you can have your spa, but have it once a month. But that is Mrs. Lucille's relationship. In mine, you can have your spa, but have it once every 3 months. You know? So we are getting back into the discussion. Now, the question that I'm going to bring on board is, what are some of the red flags, right, that we have to look out for as individuals getting into marriage, we who are already in there, when it comes to financial compatibility?
Okay.
What are some of the red flags? So I'll begin with Mrs. Lucille.
Okay. So going back to what Reverend said at the beginning of the discussion, when you start your talking stage, now I think it's called talking stage, right? The Gen Zs. It's called talking. When you start your talking stage, there are certain things that you will see or you would notice or the person would say, you know, pay attention to the things they say, pay attention to the things they do, consciously or subconsciously. Some would buy things that they know they cannot afford. You know you cannot afford it, but you will buy it. Some will go and borrow money to take you out on a date, for instance, right? When you are going on a date, where do you go for the date? You know, is it a place that is over your budget or more than your budget? You know this person cannot afford this thing, but then this is where they want to go. Or even in the reverse, the girls say that a guy asks you out, you know, I want to go, then you go and choose somewhere like Brasa. Meanwhile, the guy is doing his national service.
559.
You know, how can a guy who is doing his national service take you to Brasa? You know the person cannot afford
One
it.
encounter, the pay is gone.
So that right, exactly. So that right there, you the guy, you should, you know, there are some. It's a glaring red flag. That one, you know, and the way the person carry themselves, how. I think if you know, you know. I think when you see a spendthrift.
But if you're really
someone.
interested in someone, is there room to educate the person? For instance, I'm earning 559. I meet this person that I really want to settle down with, and you know they start showing me the other side of them, where you know the places that they go to and all, and they really want to go to these places. Is there room to sit to this person down and say, hey, this is where I'm looking to get to?
Okay. Now, the other party is high taste person, and you know that you cannot afford it. You say, love is blind before you get into marriage, but responsibility will open your eyes when you enter into it. Yes. Love can be blind at that time, but you know that you are coming to something. That's the end result. Now, what you need to tell the person is that, look, you know my standard. Be sincere, be frank, and tell them that I cannot afford what you are trying to say. Is that right? The red flag number one is the high standard he wants to live. And be sincere with the person that, look, I cannot manage this kind of thing. If you like me, love me, it should be based on what I can afford now. But as we go into the future, look at Bishop, our own Archbishop, the way we started, and you saw the pictures. But to the glory of God, see where God has posted them now. Assuming the Mama Vivi was pushing that, oh, we must get this, we must get that, I mean, he will have lost that opportunity. Share us, I mean, you let the person know what you can afford at this time. And if he says, no, I cannot come with it, that's red flag number one, because he has already declared that my size is bigger than yours, and you have to withdraw. Number two is the kind of friends he's going out with. If the friends are too high standard for you, and you see that today they are going out today, tomorrow is party, tomorrow is, and you are not the kind of person, please tell him that, look, this is not the kind of person I am. I don't like people borrowing money to say I'm going to party and all that. I want to cut my coat based on the size of my cloth. Then you also start seeing the signs. Then maybe another one you may want to see is the kind of borrowing habit. He borrows money a lot, and you don't like it. You need to let the person know. Now, why do you have to borrow money to do this? He said, oh, this is my wedding. It must be like this. It must be like, he has already been telling you or singing the songs for you. You tell him, look, I beg you, my brother, this is what I raise now. And that's the kind of wedding I'm going to. No. If that is the case, I'm not going to get into marriage with you. And he's telling another one, he can say, I don't spend my money with other people. Some lady will tell you right away that once I make my money is my money, your money is for ours.
Money.
You know, those are information that they are already telling you that this one, I will not be ready to share my thing with you. All these are red signals that you need to be careful.
And you will see. The thing is, you see, you can't. They say what character is like pregnancy. Whatever I do, you will come out. You will see. There are some things. There are some unconscious things that they'll even say how they analyze people's Instagram wedding videos alone would even let you know. Now it's like weddings are for the gram. I want this, I want that, I want to go and do my engagement at Underbridge, and I want pistis to sew my gown, and you don't work. The man is the one that is earning some small money, so he should now go and use his money to sew pistis gown. You see, and you as the man, then you listening to those. If there's room for education, educate. If not, please leave before they kill you with debt.
So, Reverend Mike, would you say there's a difference between discussing finances in dating relative to discussing finances in marriage?
Sure. At your dating level or stage, the kind of discussion will not be too much of future responsibility. You understand me? It's going out, the kind of place we can go and sit and all that. But from that point, you should start setting tone of where you are going.
Yeah.
Is that right? Because this time around, I want to go to this place, I want to eat this one, I want to do those ones are basic, you can afford that. But you are coming to a serious business, a long life journey. And you need to dictate the pace of that relationship. Because if your salary is not big, it's not that you are going to remain there forever. But let him know where you are now. That at this dating stage and all that, I can afford this, I can afford this. But you should know that I have potential, I have aspiration, we're going forward in life, I need to build my business and all those things. It's like let me share my own personal example. You see, when we married, I was working in a good place, I was earning good salary. But the imagination or the aspiration I have for the family is bigger than that. Do you understand me? And I needed to start a business. I told my wife, look, for 2, 3, 4 years, you may not get money from me because I need to start a business. I need to put this thing because if you want to give your children this kind of education, salary cannot support that. Yeah. You have to be a businessman of your own. And she bought into that. And to the glory of God, our kids are in the States. And we're sending them because we agreed. Yeah. If we decide to live the kind of life we want to live here, buy this, buy that, we won't be able to do all that. Yeah. That's where the life or the financial position after dating is different from when you are married. Yeah. Because you're going to spend a lot of money. Yeah. You're going to buy a house, you're going to send your children to good school, you're going to do that, you're going to buy yourself a car. All those one comes after dating. And you need to plan that one. But during dating, it's just a small expenditure. But you must bring the understanding to the person that we are entering to a new level.
So, Reverend, I usually stand by the opinion that, like most relationships are different from each other.
Yes.
And what might come up in one, it's not the same
For sure.
thing that you have in there.
Yes.
With the story that you just shared with us, your wife was bending enough to understand that this is the this is what we are looking at. And we need to give ourselves about 3 years in order to be able to get there.
Sure.
What happens when we have an unbending partner who does not necessarily understand that, okay, this is all, they might listen to you,
but they're not ready
you
to
still
agree.
can see that they don't give their consent to.
Those are the things that causes trouble in marriage. Yeah. Because when you don't want to agree with your husband, you want to maintain your own stand, we shift ground. We can sit down together and discuss it. That, okay, this your 3 years, I cannot afford 3 years. Maybe 2 years I can accommodate. Yes. Then I also have to shift my ground because I want the relationship to go. You understand me? But if you follow the path of those people that are past a particular place, you will find a better path than trying to find your own path. Yeah. When two of you are discussing about future and all that, leverage on other experiences. Like Bishop is there for us to experience for those of us that are from this church. And in their own churches, that other people that are listening to us, they have examples of people that have done well with their marriage. Let them learn from that. But if you are saying, no, those ones are their own, their old age, then you go and try your own and see whether you get the kind of result you are looking for. It is good. Somebody said, if you follow the path that some people have tried before, it is easier for you to get to your own destination than trying to look at your own path.
So, Mrs. Lise, would you say that, the financial stand of one partner would determine their role in a particular relationship? So, for instance, let me just cite this as an example. We have had so many, relationships where because the man is supposed to be the provider, is not in the capacity to provide, they tend to. And this is not those scenarios where there's an understanding that, I'm going to take care of this for a while. This is actually an imposed duty because he's not,
he lost his job.
So, advice on that.
What does the Bible say? When you are a Christian, you are in a Christian marriage, what does the Bible say about our various roles in the marriage? The Bible does not say he who earns the most is the head of the family.
I love this.
That's not what the
love
Bible
this.
says. The
Yeah.
Bible says that the man is the head,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
So even if the man is not even if the man is not working
Or anymore.
or earning less than you, the woman, he's still the head.
Sure.
Yes.
Accord him his
That's
position, the respect as the head of the home. You are in a position of privilege where God has blessed you, and the woman, I mean,
Yes.
and you are earning more. Like Rev said, in another year or two, the roles can be reversed.
That's right.
The roles can turn.
So,
Right.
Ms. Ulu, so you are a practicing lawyer for the past 5 years in
Yeah.
the Ghana Bar Association. You know, most of these divorce cases that are coming up, would you say, you know, much of them is about
See,
such scenarios?
The even now, I think the dynamic has even changed. It used to be adultery being the highest
issue,
the-
yes.
than finances. Now it is almost like, because people are, if you cheat, fine. I mean, but like now it's as if finance is, because money makes the world go round,
Yeah, sure.
and people are more greedy and selfish.
These days.
You know, people want to keep, and more secretive, I think, you know, with their money. And I think it comes from a place of security. You know, women want to be secure in finances. You are taking care of me, you are taking care of my children, I'm living comfortably, I am happy. Where I feel like, you know, the dynamics are changing, and you are now being irresponsible with your money, and I don't feel secure. For us, security is our you know, our
So-
baseline.
So, would you say security is equal to finances when it comes to women?
Well, yeah, you know, yes, because we want to live comfortably. We want the soft life. I don't think there's any woman who will say that they don't like soft
I've
life.
never met one.
Soft life, so
I've not met
soft
one.
life agenda. We want the soft life. However, whichever way it comes,
That's right.
you know, and you as the man, we think that sometimes it's your responsibility to give us the soft life. So where we feel like you are not performing your role, or you are being irresponsible,
That's the word.
you know, irresponsible in your duties in terms of finances, then we now feel like we need to safeguard ourselves and our children and the future of our children and ourselves. So now then the hiding things come in, the secretive things come in, and then now it pulls the couple apart,
Right.
and then the marriage becomes strained, and then now divorce, right? So finance is very, very crucial, very important.
You said something earlier on. I caught something in there. It means that the number of cases that are coming, you know, in
now.
with respect to adultery has been overshadowed by the number of
By-
cases that are coming in,
because
you know,
of
based on
finance.
that. It means that now people, or you know, partners are, or some partners are okay with their partners cheating.
Not
Done.
okay. I won't say okay, but you know, like the disparity is, you know, like it's the dynamics are changing, you know, and people file for divorce because they cannot agree on the school that their children should go to.
That's serious.
Because one wants their child to go to SOS, and another one says, I cannot afford SOS, but I can afford a lesser school. No, my children have to go to SOS. You know, they have to have some kind of reputation, and then it puts a strain on the marriage, because then the man is now working overtime.
Just because.
You know, it's straining themselves. Then now all these mental health issues
are coming.
and things. The man says, you know what, I'm done. I can't do this anymore. I'm leaving.
Okay. So I have one last question.
Okay.
One last question. And this one I'm going to give it to the Reverend Mike.
Okay.
Very, very important.
Yes.
Reverend Mike, from all we are hearing, it means finances in marriage is very important.
Yes.
Now, what I want to ask is, what is the financial status, you know, your advice,
Yes.
that one should be able to attain before they start thinking about unity, or
Marriage or
settling
something.
down.
Okay. You don't need to have all the money in the world before you get into marriage. Is that right? That's where the issue of understanding comes in. The Bible says we should not despise the day of small beginning. Are you going to say? Even if it's once you have a job, you have accommodation. Is that right? You don't need a car before you get married. Is that right? But accommodation is important. Job is important. Once you are able to put that one aside and two of them are available, then the other party is willing and ready to go with you with what you have. You are good to go. All the money we need will come later on as we move together. That's the way it works. But if you have to wait that I buy my own house, I build my own house, I buy my cars, I do all that, it will take a long period of time, particularly in the kind of economy we are in. You understand me? Yes. And God that created us has given us a long years. You understand me? If you marry at 30, you still have about 50 years ahead of you to make all other things you want to make. Then why do you want to rush that you want to have everything today before you get into another 50 years?
This advice is going to one of my brothers out there. He has been telling me that he wants to make 6 figures before
you don't mind him. He needs prayer. He needs prayer. I'm telling you. You need to just get started.
A wonderful discussion between myself, Mrs. Lucille, Mr. Reverend Mike Osikoya. Very, very interesting discussion. I believe that you have learned a lot from this particular discussion that we are having in here right now. And to my friend who is out there, I know that you listened to the last part of it. You need deliverance. Nobody has to tell you. As Reverend Mike has said it, you need it. All right. This is the 99.God podcast. My name is Emmanuel Napo Ado. I had with me in the studio Mrs. Lucille Nayabole Cash. The Cash there, like, it just sets my heart.
She's the Cash madam.
And then we also had with us Reverend Mike Osikoya. They have done justice to the topic, of discussion today: finances in relationships and marriage. I'll see you on the next podcast. Bye-bye.
Thank you.